Excount survived a mall shooting. There is a video I want to watch, chat. A clip from one of the Leaflit and Malcolm collabs. One of their like 8-hour conversations. These two go crazy. But somebody, Laylis, clipped part of their conversation where they're talking about mall shooter situation. And I want to watch that because I might have insight on that. Since those who've been here a while know that I was across the street from a mall shooting. So I wasn't actually like in the shooting, but I was very close. So we're going to watch it.
Dude, can I say I love these conversations?
Taken from Leaflit stream.
Don't want to have them because
new Excount lore. It's not new. I've said this before. I don't talk about it a ton because if I talked about it all the time, then I would feel like I was like clout chasing with it, and like it was pretty traumatic for a lot of people. But you know, it is what it is.
They're so uncomfortable, right? For people.
I love reading like the comments on our videos afterwards, right? And people are like, man, this reminds me of like getting drunk with like my nerd friends back in the day for like a LAN party or something.
Yeah.
And we just talk about like spicy stuff that like, you know.
It's totally uncomfortable to talk about like, you know, if you were the leader in a situation like this, where you had to make a hard decision, like, would you do it? Right.
Yeah. I do it in a second. I mean,
would too.
I'm very clear about what's morally good and what's morally bad, and I don't really like. I just need to think through it. And people are like, "Well, what if you're wrong? What if you don't have all the information?" And I'm like, "Then I didn't."
If you're wrong and you don't have all the information, then it's okay to change your mind. Hot take: it's okay to change your mind sometimes.
Have all the information. I need to take into account how sure I am of the information I have when I make any decision. But at the end of the day, when you have a good heuristic for making decisions, you can always know that you made the choice with the information you had that was the most moral choice that you could have.
You want to know a spicy one?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Always make the best decision you can.
I got a spicy one for you.
Go, yeah.
Spicy.
All right, so let's say you're carrying a gun, okay?
Oh,
and you're at the mall.
Yeah, I do that.
You're by yourself.
I try not to go to
you're by
malls.
yourself at the mall. And
for obvious reasons.
There's a mall shooter that starts going around, and you have a gun. What do you do?
Run away.
That's what I said. And people.
True. You run away unless you can see the threat. That is that is my, I don't know, my exception. If there's a mall shooter, you run away unless you can identify the threat. If you can identify the threat, then you stop it. If you can't, run away.
Or like there people are like, wow, Leaflet, really? Like you can stop the people from shooting them, from, you know, you can ambush them or whatever, like you can do that. And I say this every single time, not worth the risk, because me dying is not even, it's not only me dying.
Okay, but hear me out. If you succeed, then you look really cool in the news. If you succeed in stopping the threat, then everybody knows you.
It's me affecting everybody else that works for me and everyone around me and my mom.
Exactly. And I want to point out, these people he's killing are in a mall. Like, who the fuck goes to a mall these days?
True. Has anyone been to a mall recently? Chat. I went to a mall like 6 months ago. Most of the mall stores weren't even open. They're just empty. Malls are dead. Most of them. There are some that are thriving, but particularly the indoor malls, I should say. Because I said at the beginning of the video, I was across the street from a mall shooting. And it was one of those like outdoor strip kind of malls. And those ones seem to be doing pretty okay. It's just the indoor ones that are dying. And yeah, when I was in the vicinity of a mall shooting across the street, I guess the shooting, I can say what shooting it was. It was long enough ago now. But it was the Texas mall shooting from like 4 years ago-ish. I was across the street from that. And as it was happening, luckily there was a on-duty police officer who was responding to like a shoplifting call in the mall, who was there to stop it real quick because that mall was a gun-free zone. Ooh. A shooting happening in a gun-free zone? Crazy. Silent Wolf, are you talking about the Allen Premium Outlet Mall? It was in Allen. I don't know what the mall is called. That's probably right. But yeah, it was in Allen, Texas. There was a cop who was there in the mall responding to something else. And luckily he was there to stop it reasonably quickly. Not as quickly as if there was a civilian there with a gun, but again, gun-free zone. As it was happening, obviously, everyone was rushed to like shelter in place, basically. Stores were like bringing the customers like back into their storerooms in the back and stuff, which is where I was. In the back of a store, in some storeroom. And yeah, like if the shooter, or at the time they were like, there might be a second one. If the shooter or the theoretical second one, turned out there wasn't, was there and entered where I was going to be ready. But I wasn't out hunting the guy down. That's stupid. Silent Wolf. I ignore idiotic gun-free zones, as you should.
Not people who remember they die. This is like...
But see, like a lot of people would be like, you know, a lot of people would be like, oh, what a pussy, like such a fucking coward move, right? I'm like, no. Like, I just care more about my family than I care about random people.
Yeah, true. It's the heat map. Chat, it's the heat map. Who you care about. And depending on like which political leaning you have, you care about people close to you or further away. Of course, you care more about the people close to you. You value them more. It's natural.
The same conclusion you did. I was like, fucking leave, obviously.
Yeah. I was like,
shooting mall people. What am I? What a fucko? Do I care?
So here's a couple things. So, does that change? I mean, obviously that changes. Like you have your family with you, and then like you know that they're coming to you. Then like you kind of have to fight and like
tell
that
them changes.
To
that changes it.
The line.
So I'll tell you the real answer for me, right?
Okay.
Like that's my It's the first thing in my head would be, okay, the safest thing is to run. But if I take this guy out, it's going to be great for the podcast.
I don't have a podcast. I say as I'm live streaming. That's what I said earlier. It'd be good for the publicity.
See, is that why you're the sword in your sword and shield relationship?
Yeah, like,
so risk high reward.
I gotta be close enough to double tap so I get blood on me for when they kill me in the interviews, not clean it off, have like come out there looking like a guy from Starship Troopers with like blood all over him.
You gotta have a good story too. You gotta make it look like a little bit.
You gotta get within range of the arterial bleed.
Exactly.
How can I clickbait it? How
Freaking
can I
tech tone.
clickbait it? Man.
I'd be like, I gotta think of the tagline for when the journalist interviews me. Like after I double tap him, I need.
Army boy. Part of me doesn't know if I could sit right with myself knowing I could have done something. The other part of me really likes life. Yeah, I think that's why you have to think about it ahead of time. If you are going to carry a weapon, and this is my personal opinion, which I will grace you all with. But if you're going to carry a weapon, you should think about ahead of time what you would do in certain scenarios, right? So like this, like if you're in a mall, there's a mall shooter down on the other side of the mall. Are you running, or are you going to confront to potentially stop the threat? And I saw someone mention it in chat earlier. If you're hunting the guy down, people report you as a second shooter. If you're doing that, if you decide that you're crazy and you're gonna pursue the shooter, which law enforcement role, obviously the law enforcement do that. But if you decide you're going to do that, you don't draw your gun until you have properly and positively ID'd the bad guy. Like, you don't go, oh, there's a mall shooter halfway down the mall, time to draw, and then approach. You approach, and then once you positively ID the target, then you draw. Because otherwise, yeah, people report you as a second shooter, and if there's some other sheepdog out there protecting the flock, then, well, they might get you too.
I need to say something, right? I need to be like... My favorite is like, what was the fucking fantastic line that British guy said when he attacked the terrorist?
I
British
I don't know.
guy.
Only one
There was a. Oh my god! I gotta find this.
There was a guy that took out some dude like on a subway in Japan. And then he said, was it Japan? I think, I don't know if it's Japan. And he said, when they interviewed him, he said, it's what the hero Himmel would do.
Yeah, it is. Gotta be the
Fucking
hero.
legend. Yeah.
Silent Wolf. Never pursue the shooter. Always run, hide, fight. Last resort. Army Boy said it again. I said it earlier. If when the stuff starts going down, or at any point during the stuff going down, if I can positively ID the bad guy, then I will engage the bad guy. If not, I'm out of there. I'm gone. Featherblade. Think of the circumstances surrounding justifiable self-defense. To defend yourself or others from immediate threat to death or great bodily harm. If you're on the other end of the mall, you're not in immediate danger, so keep it that way by getting yourself and everyone else out. The counter argument to that is the others in immediate threat. And if there's a shooter on the other side of the mall, then yeah, there is others in immediate threat. And so I think that still applies. Obviously, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I just told you, like, run. Get out of there. But there are arguments for both ways.
Was it Southeast Asia? Oh, Southeast Asia, apparently. What a legend, man. Absolute good chat.
What Himmel would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like,
Himmel the hero.
But that's what you say. You see, you influence people with media, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The real thing is, what would Eisen do, chat? What would Eisen do? Eisen would protect his friends, but also he wouldn't take unnecessary fights. He's the real guy to emulate, not Himmel. That guy's, I mean, you know, heroic hero, all that stuff, but a little crazy.
You're influencing people with your music.
Yo, I'm trying. I didn't do one this week though. I've decided to do two weeks in a row, take one break, and then take 1 week off, because every third week is a patch for our TRPG, and I have to make the trailer for that as well. So that's why there was no video this week.
Oh yeah, I think I heard Leaflet talking about
something like
a video being
for
released
his local
this week,
team or
tomorrow.
When attacking, it's football, soccer, whatever you want to call it.
Ew, soccer,
that's freaking
gross.
hilarious.
I thought about all of this stuff because I read a book. I read a book from a because you know, again, because I carry a gun. Like, I feel like if you do that, you have kind of a lot of responsibility, like compared to a person that doesn't, like in public. So it's like I read a book from this guy where he was just talking about killing people, and it's like the whole book was about like what you have to do to kill people. It was an interesting book.
Like Ted Bundy's manifesto.
Why did you read this book, Leaflet?
Because of self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah, because
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if I can't pull the trigger, then what's the point of
Is
carrying
this
a
like
gun? There's no point.
Yeah,
good
point.
guy,
Yeah.
righteous taking of life,
well, I mean,
righteous killings, I
intimidation, I
assume,
suppose.
maybe.
Yeah, but then there's risks involved too with carrying, right? So. It's kinda
Yeah,
like,
true.
I will say, as someone who open carries quite a bit, I do kind of maximize the risks of carrying. I'll be honest, I can admit it. It just feels so much better. It's so much more comfortable. You feel cooler, and you get to normalize guns in society.
What was I gonna say here? Oh, one of the things I did after last time.
Oh, we're fading. We're fading.
Last time when I pulled up my Steam, because I was like, I was gonna go over games and stuff like that.
Oh,
I was unable to see
end
my,
of video.
my true game history, and I figured out what I was doing.
Good video. Good discussion. Run. Run, hide. I can say run, hide because I have been in the situation where I ran and hid. I have first-hand experience with that, actually. Crazy. Army boy, what is your open carry holster? So it depends on where I'm open carrying, right? I have like the more chuny open carry. Like I've got the T-Rex Arms open carry holster. That's like a drop leg thigh strap holster that you can put a suppressor in, and it's just completely ridiculous, and I love it. And I'll use that if I'm like going out like for a hike or to someone's property or something. For normal society, I have one of the Safariland, I don't remember what model it is. It's one of the locking ones. It's pretty good. I like it. And also it has a little locking tab for on the thumb, specifically the thumb locking tab, so that some hoodlum has a little bit less chance of coming and pickpocketing it. Having a locking holster, kind of important. If you're going to open carry, you definitely have to be more aware of your surroundings, because you don't want some retard trying to steal your gun. Always got to be more aware. I like the Leaflet and Malcolm discussions. They're always like deep. It feels kind of cringe to say it, but like most collabs, particularly VTuber collabs, they're like, oh, and here's this other lighthearted topic that's fun and cute, and there's absolutely a place for that. But actually like getting into issues and talking about, but why is morality this way, is cool. I like it. I'm not very good at talking about stuff like that, but I like listening to it. Someday I'll be good at talking about it. There you go, chat. you get a little bit of Excount lore. Excount survived a mall shooting. No, I don't consider myself surviving a mall shooting. Although I was a lot closer to a shooting than a lot of the liberals who claim to be pro-gun control were when they claim stuff like that. Jago, IDK, don't open carry because it can paint you as a target to those with bad intentions. It also can be a deterrent to those with bad intentions. So, give and take. The reasons I open carry is, I'll be honest, like, to me, the deterring versus becoming a target, it pretty much evens out for me, at least in the calculations that I've done in my head. The main reasons I open carry is, one, because it's way more comfortable. And two, because when I open carry and when other people open carry and people see that, then it does just a tiny bit to normalize guns in people's minds existing in a non-threatening way. So that's why I open carry. And also it makes me feel cool. Also, I feel cool, which is completely valid of a reason.